10 scientists who had to bring the Nobel Prize back. Over the past few days, we have followed the most important event of the year, which is always awaited by all those interested and working in the field of science, the events of announcing the Nobel Prize winners in the fields of medicine or physiology, physics and chemistry. And as we are used to every year, the award presents us with scientists who opened up new horizons for us in the sciences, that are always full of many results that will change our perspective on many things and give us more hopes over time. But will the future hold good results for all of them, or will they disappoint? Do all those who won the Nobel Prize in its past sessions really deserve it, or are there those who had to return it again? In our report, we will learn about some of the events that disappointed the aspirations of their owners and others, that revealed the truth of their discoveries for which they were awarded the prize. 1. Useless quarrel. In 1906, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded equally to Camillo Golgi and Santiago Cajal for their discovery of the structure of the nervous system. While Cajal's conception was that the nervous system is made up of individually interconnected units called neurons. This dispute also appeared among the members of the Nobel Committee, as some of them saw that Cajal's work was better, but during the voting they decided to award the prize to be shared between the two. He was wrong, and it was Cajal who alone deserved the prize for the correctness of his theory. 2. Effortless Prize. The Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded in 1923 to Frederick Banting and John MacLeod for their discovery of the hormone insulin and its use in the treatment of diabetes, but this matter was surprising to Banting himself, as the one who deserved to receive the prize with him was his assistant Charles Best, who shared all the work, while MacLeod's role was limited to being the director of the laboratory in which they worked and helping them to publish their research, which Banting never understood and was wondering if MacLeod knew anything about the research or could he name one experiment in which he worked with us himself? But nothing changed his objection, so he could only declare Best's right to the prize and share with him half of the money he receives. 3. False discovery. One of the most famous errors associated with the Nobel Prize is the prize awarded to Johannes Weibiger in medicine in 1926, for his discovery of a parasite called Spiroptera carcinoma as a cause of bowel cancer, which was proven wrong after nearly a decade. The researchers found the parasite in some organisms without any trace of cancer, which showed that the error was in the Weibiger experiment, as the abnormal growth that he noticed was a benign tumor that arose in mice as a result of the diet placed on them. He was feeding them only wheat bread and water, which caused her to be deficient in vitamin A, which led to the formation of a tumor in them, which could have been easily detected if he used a control group and compared the results with it. 4. Pre-existing items. The 1938 Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to Enrico Fermi for his extraction of radioactive isotopes from some of the elements and for his discovery of the effect of the rate at which neutrons are bombarded inside the nucleus on the product of the reaction, but his discovery was later proven incorrect. What happened when he bombarded the nucleus of a uranium atom with slow-moving neutrons? He noticed the effect of beta decay resulting from the release of electrons, which he thought were new elements he called ozonium and hesperium, but it was nothing but the nuclear fission process that produced lighter elements, so it formed a mixture of barium, krypton and other elements, which made his reward as a result of the error. 5. A lady who didn't get her due. In 1944 the Nobel Prize in Chemistry was awarded to Otto Hahn, for his discovery of the fission of heavy nuclei, which proved the error of Fermi's belief that he had found new elements, but the problem this time was not in the validity of the discovery, but in the merit of the prize, as Hahn did all the work alone, but was assisted by his physicist colleague Liz Meitner, who had a major role in discovering the fission of the nucleus, and she was the one who came up with this theory, but because Hahn did not put her name on the research paper, she did not have any share of the Nobel Prize with him, and she did not get her right to register her discovery in her name. 6. Treatment does not fit. Agus Muniz and Walter Hess received the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1949, and that was for discovering Hess the areas of the brain that control the internal organs. Because when his discovery appeared and spread, and even when receiving the award, it was presented as the most important discovery in the field of psychotherapy, but with time, This procedure was proven wrong, as it was harmful to most patients, so many of them either died or left harmful effects and dysfunction, and even from they did not suffer any damage and lost their emotional abilities, and the committee after that was only to justify that it was the only available solution without any other alternatives at that time. 7. Theft of rights. One of the incidents of the absence of some rights to honor was in 1952 when Salman Waxman was awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of streptomycin, which was the first effective antibiotic for tuberculosis, but the incident was when it was announced that Waxman only received the award, as he shared it with Albert Schatz. Albert was working as an assistant to Waxman and had participated in his project to isolate some microorganisms that might have a role in eliminating the anti-penicillin bacteria, and indeed he was able to do so, which helped them reach streptomycin, but in the end Waxman won the prize and he never came to be mentioned Albert's role with him, and did not alert the committee to that. 8. A distortion that history did not accept. Nobel Prize, Science, Physics, Chemistry, Medicine. In 1961, Melvin Calvin was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for his discovery of a new method for assimilation of carbon in plants, but Melvin did not discover this alone. Despite being awarded the prize, this course is still known in the scientific community and among specialists in the field of botany as the Calvin-Benson or Calvin-Benson Basham cycle. 9. Thus instead of Nobel, Osamu Shimomura, Martin Shalvey and Roger Tsien received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2008 for their development of green fluorescent proteins, but their study was motivated by what the American scientist Douglas Brashear preceded them in, and he was the first to suggest using the gene responsible for these proteins as a vital tracer, even if Shalvey, after knowing that he had won the award, wanted it to be given to Brashear and the other two in recognition of his efforts, but since things did not change, Brashear left the science field and became a bus driver. But Tsien offered him a job in his laboratory at the University of California, San Diego, which he joined in 2013. 10. Undistinguished result. Nobel Prize, Science, Physics, Chemistry, Medicine. Nobel Prize, Science, Physics, Chemistry, Medicine. When it was announced in 2010 that Andrei Jim and Konstantin Novoselov were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for their research on graphene, a big question arose about the extent of their achievement to deserve to receive the award against all their predecessors in the same field, but the controversy increased after it was issued the committee document in which it clarifies the selection of the winners and in which the researchers' work during 2004 were presented, and whose results included graphite and not graphene, which differ in a number of their properties. After a number of researchers sent their questions and criticism to the committee, it announced that it would read correction, but it did not answer the question of many, why now and not before, and why did not include Philip Kim, who also presented important measurements of graphene in 2005 with them. However, with all these objections, the committee did not give any convincing response. The award includes many other cases that bear suspicion around it or surrounded by an envelope of racism, but is it really difficult to put a real control to prevent such things from happening, and will in the coming years we will see other awards that have to be returned to their true owners? This is what time will tell us.